Claire from createdtheottaway. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. Thank you for joining me. I've got a really fabulous little make for you today. I really like cards that have a bit of a wow on the inside, and I'm always looking for new ones. This is one of those cards. Yes, really. So it looks quite unassuming from the outside. Looks like one of the slimline narrow cards that everyone's been making. This is actually made from an A4 piece of paper. You open it up. I love the fact that it says, hope this card makes you smile, because I hope it does. Inside, just a card to say you're amazing is the sentiment. And then on the back, celebrating you. That's lovely, isn't it? But how about this? Just a card to say you're amazing, celebrating you. For someone who is wonderful in each and every way, happy birthday. How did that happen? It's like one of those fortune teller origami makes you did as a kid. I just can't stop playing with it. I can think of 1,000,001 uses. So yeah, let's get crafting. So I am going to show you today how to make the bases of the card, and then you can go away and decorate it yourself. But just so that you know, I have used some of the Stampin' Up celebration paper. That is the Daffodil Afternoon. It doesn't look like it, does it? These are really bold, vibrant prints in this pack this time, lots and lots of them. But if you're not too keen on those, if you look on the other side, there's some really nice patterns going on, particularly this love heart one, which is what I've used on the front. And then on the inside, I have used a bolder print just to make the inside stand out as well. I've also used Night of Navy card and Crumb Cake card on mine, as well as a little bit of the green to just highlight some of the colours. What green is it? Let me remember. Mossy Meadow, how could I forget? Some of the stamp sets that I've used, they're from the celebration, because it's got slimline areas for you to stamp and you really want them to notice that it opens on different pages. I've used a few different ones. So I've used one stamp from One Happy Family, and then some stamps from each of these that are the celebration sets. One's a host set and one is just a normal celebration set that you can buy. And then the little flower and the heart that I've done on the inside here and here, that's from In Symmetry. And if you're in the UK, you can purchase any of those items from me. Just get in touch or look me up. So let's get on with the make, because that's the most exciting bit. That's what we're all here for today. So this time I am going to use crushed curry and just a simple A4 sheet of card. And what you do is you are going to score on the long side. So I'm going to get my stamping trimmer and I am going to score it at 5 7/8. So let's do that. Effectively, that is scoring your paper in half. So you've got a nice strong score line there. Then I'm going to score in from either end at 3 inches. So there's 3 inches. And then I'm going to turn my paper around and do it on 3 inches on the other side. I just find it easier to explain it that way around. Okay, so that leaves you, I'll just move this out of the way, with an A4 sheet with 3 score lines. And we're just going to fold those. So we fold it in half, and then we fold this one back over towards the front, flip it over and fold this one towards the front. And that gives you your card. Okay, so it looks a bit like a W on the end. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. And we are going to now cut on this side. So we're going to fold it flat, so the folded edge is here. And then we're going to use our trimmer to do the cutting. So we move this score blade out of the way. And we're going to use this score line here as our guide, and we're going to cut at 1 inch intervals. So the first cut we're going to do is 1 inch. So we line the fold up on the 1 inch. Now on the side of our cutting blade, there's a little line that tells you where you're cutting. So you can line that up with your score line and then just cut up at 1 inch. Okay, and that gives you that little flap like that. You're going to repeat that several times. So the next one is 2. Like that. So you've got 2. The next one is 3. Again, just make sure you're scoring right, you're cutting right from the middle. Next one is 4. Next one is 5. Next one is 6. And then you want to open out your arm on your scorer and just do one more at 7. Okay, so there is enough room to do another one, but I found it was better if you didn't, because it leaves such a thin sliver at the bottom. It makes your card a bit unstable. So you should have a cut line at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 inch. And then what you need to do is just have a look and check that the cut line goes right to your score. So I'm just going to go along and just check. I think mine do, because I've done this card a couple of times practicing, but it will just make your life easier now if you make sure that it goes all the way back to your score line. That one does, that one does, that one does. Okay, so what happens is you've got all these cuts. Lay your A4 card out, bring it together so you've got the pointed bit in the middle, and you are just going to fold these separate ways. So you have one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right. So you end up with that, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to weave some card through. So I'm going to put some very vanilla through mine. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because I want to stamp on the pieces. So I'm using a lighter colour so I can see it. Now these pieces that go through, these need to be 2 3/4 by 8 1/8. So I think I've got the right size already actually, so I'm just going to check. 2 3/4 by 8 and 4. That needs trimming. 8 1/8. So that's one. And I've got another one here, because you're going to need 2. It's just such a tiny sliver you need off. So 2 3/4 by 8 and 1/8. Did I say? Yeah. So again, it's just a sliver off. So take your time with the next bit, because what you're going to do is, like I say, do a bit of weaving. So press down ever so slightly on your card and thread it through. Then not through the next one, but you are doing it through the next. And that will go through there. And just give it a little bit of help going through. Like I said, don't rush it, because it's worth taking your time and you don't want to tear the paper at this point. And that is going through there. You could, of course, cut your paper a little bit slimmer and it would slot right in, but then I found you had a bit of a gap that I didn't really like, so which is why I've got a nice tight fit on mine. But if this is a bit too fiddly for you, then by all means make it a little bit narrower. Just by 1/16 would be enough, I think, just to help you slot it through. We're nearly there. I feel like I'm holding my breath. I'm quite excited, you see. I love it when you can't see how it's working, but you know it is working. So, such a clever card. Okay. And people won't forget you, the fact that you've made this card and given it to them. So that's one side, okay. Just press that all down, make that look happy. And then do the other side. So again, just going to thread that through there. See if I can do it this way round, if that makes it easier. I feel like I'm making it look harder than it is, because it literally is just weaving paper through paper. Is it going to go? Really doesn't want to go this side. Maybe I didn't get it right to the middle. So maybe if I go from this end. See, that one goes through. Okay. So I'm telling you guys to have patience, and I haven't got patience myself. Okay. Come on, card. You know you want to. My little kittens today are like wildcats. The weather here in the UK is really, really high winds. And you'd think they'd be indoors hibernating. Instead, no, they're out, going absolutely berserk in the garden, chasing nothing, just chasing the wind, basically. Right, we're down to the last one. So we're nearly there. Just thread it through. And then we'll be able to breathe. Oh, we're there. Okay. So, that is your card. Okay. And that's it. No, really, that is it. So what happens is you decorate this front panel. Okay. What size did I do mine? I did mine in, it was 1/4 inch smaller. So it would have been, this is 3 inches, so it would have been 2 3/4. And then it would have been 8 1/4, so it would have been by 8. So the panels would be 8 by 2 3/4. And then I've decorated with, honestly, with scraps that I had lying around. And then the inside I've just done another panel at the front and back, and then I've just stamped individually. So to do that stamping, what I've done is, because that's your card, I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. Have a little play, look, get it working. So if you pull the 2 side bits, it goes flat, and you can see all of those panels. If you put it together and just open them out, you can see those panels. It literally is that easy and that clever. Ta-da! So on mine, I figured out what sentiments I wanted here, so that when the card's opened at first, you can see these panels. So this one says, just a card to say you're amazing, celebrating you. And you think, okay, that's lovely. But then when you open it inside, it actually says the happy birthday bit. But you could put all sorts of secret messages in. And that's it. Ta-da! So a really simple card, but a massive, great big wow. So I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. If you've liked my videos and if you've enjoyed the wow card, please subscribe below. I'd love to see what you come up with it. So please send me a photo if you feel friendly. It's createdtheottaway@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye.